Hello friends, Numot the Nummy back again. This time I've got a special video on Magic Origins. Now this is going to be your Magic Origins pre-release primer. Similar to the Dragons of Tarkir primer, I will be going over the basics on what you can expect if you'll be participating in one of these pre-release events. Now, completely different from Dragons, Origins focuses on the storyline of 5 of Magic's most iconic planeswalkers. While there are a myriad number of planeswalkers in Magic's history, the 5 specific ones that you'll be able to potentially play with for your Magic Origins pre-release are as follows. The first one is Gideon, the white planeswalker, Jace, the blue, Liliana, the black, Chandra, the red, and Nissa, the green. Now, once you're at your local game store for the pre-release, you'll choose your planeswalker, and you'll get a special theme box pertaining to the character that you chose. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get your planeswalker, but you're going to get the color of cards based on the planeswalker you choose. In this planeswalker theme box, you're going to find 7, that's right, 7 this time, booster packs. You'll receive 6 regular Origins boosters, and then a 7-card booster filled with the color of the planeswalker you have chosen, be that white for Gideon, blue for Jace, black for Liliana, red for Chandra, or green for Nissa. Now remember, you won't necessarily open your planeswalker that you choose, but there's definitely the possibility of you doing so. And in addition, you'll receive a story booklet of your chosen hero and some other various trinkets, just like dice. Now, if you've been paying attention, you'll realize that we are accustomed to getting 5 packs and 1 special pack at pre-release, so we are effectively getting an additional booster even though it's only 7 cards. This means that it's going to be easier not only to build a deck around your Planeswalkers theme, if you so choose to, but it's also going to make it easier to build a deck that doesn't conform to the color of your special pack. So just something to think about if you're going to go into your pre-release thinking you want to go a specific color or not. In addition to this slightly different booster arrangement, we have new mechanics that, in addition to returning evergreen mechanics, we are going to have to used to with Magic Origins. The first of this new mechanic is called Renown. Now, Renown triggers when a creature with the ability first deals damage to a player and only a player, not to a creature. So after dealing damage to a player, a creature receives a number of 1/1 counters, +1/+1 counters, based on its Renown. So if you have a creature that's a 2/2 with a Renown 2, and it attacks and deals damage to the opposing player, it's going to get +2/+2. So 2 1/1 counters. I can see creatures with Renown quickly taking over the game if you're able to force them through early enough. The second of the new mechanics is going to be Spell Mastery. Now, Spell Mastery adds a bonus to a card if you meet the criteria of having a certain number of instants and sorceries in your graveyard as the card resolves. Easy enough, but remember to have enough instants and sorceries in your deck if you're planning on building around the Spell Mastery. It's just something to think about as you're building your deck. The evergreen mechanics are things we've seen before, but now they're going to be more staple effects in Magic sets. The only one of these mechanics that we didn't already have a name for is Menace, and a creature with Menace can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Easy enough. The other 2 returning mechanics are Prowess and Scry. Now, we saw Prowess in the Dragons block, where whenever you cast a non-creature spell, a creature with Prowess gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So for each additional non-creature spell, it'll still get +1/+1. Scry, on the other hand, is an older ability you may have seen before. Cards with Scry have a certain number attached to them, so if it has Scry 1, what you do is you look at the top card of your library, and you can put that on the bottom or the top. If it's Scry 3, you're going to look at the top 3 cards of your library, put any number of them on top of your library or on bottom. Also, again, easy enough. Now, as for gameplay during the pre-release, if you do opt to go, remember, from the 7 packs, you're going to build a sealed deck. Similar to Draft, sealed decks are a minimum of 40 cards, and generally should have the ratio of 23 spells and 17 land, although you can go plus or minus depending on how high or low your curve is. The deck you build can be larger, but 40 cards is generally the way to go, and it's the very least that you can have. It's recommended just because you get to draw your great spells more frequently if you're running the minimum, which is 40. Now, hopefully your deck is based around the color of your planeswalker you choose, but again, it doesn't have to be if you open good cards in other colors. And remember, with 7 packs now, it's very possible that you end up going, with a Liliana Planeswalker box, getting the 7 cards, most of them being black, but then in your other packs, you get a bunch of green or red and you go a different route. Totally feasible. If I were going to go to a pre-release today, I would probably choose between Liliana or Chandra. I think both the red and black colors are extremely deep, and they have great synergies between the other cards and their colors. And furthermore, I'm just a big fan of red and black in general. I like all the destroy effects, all the direct damage. Liliana and Chandra will definitely be my choices. But that's personal bias and something I'm drawing upon. You could definitely go Nissa if you are more inclined to do so, Gideon or Jace, etc., etc. As far as if you do open a Planeswalker, I think Liliana and Nissa are probably the best. They are both easy to flip and can easily take over the game in very short order. Both of their abilities very, very strong. It's a little bit harder to flip the other Planeswalkers, and I don't think they're as good as either Liliana or Nissa. That's going to be it for your Magic Origins pre-release primer. I know it was a little bit short, but it's sweet and to the point. Hopefully this gave you guys some insight as to what to expect if you're going to go to one of these events. And as always, don't forget to catch my series Drafting with Numot here on Gathering Magic. And don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias listed. Happy gaming, guys.